Hey, big news. Tasmania's getting a football team. An
Yes.
AFL team.
Yeah, and they're having trouble with the name Tasmanian Tigers.
Devils.
Devils. Tasmanian.
Because, this shocked me because, I love copyright stuff. It's one of my areas
Oh,
of interest.
yeah. Well, you often ring me and go, God, have you heard about the latest copyright law on... I go, Dave, yeah, I'm busy, Dave. No, I just want to tell you the story.
Well, cases like where Cadbury tried to sue Darryl Lee for the use of purple, the colour purple in their brand.
Fascinating.
And the judge said you can't trademark a colour.
Well, sometimes you see chemists painted in a similar colour to Chemist Warehouse.
I know.
Yeah.
Yes, there is one. I've seen that one.
In when I did legal studies, year 12, is that called passing off?
Yeah, and it's got to be 30% different or something,
Right,
30 or 40% different.
Yeah.
But anyway, they reckon they can't call them the Tasmanian Devils
Because
Warner Brothers Cartoons owns the
yeah.
trademark.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous.
Well, I'm no lawyer. Well, nearly. I would imagine they owned the image of a cartoon Tasmanian devil.
Yeah.
But you can't own it's like saying I own the word kangaroo.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I own, exactly. Yeah. So it's really annoyed me.
Oh, has it really? So what do you do? You're going to
I just think that's the best name for the team. Because you've already got the Tigers with Richmond Football Club. And I just reckon the Tasmanian Devils, that's great. What else can you call them? The Tasmanian Bob Browns?
The Mapatazzies? Sorry.
Who's another famous
The Maps is a great name.
The Maps, the Tasmanian.
The Maps.
What's that bird? The mutton bird. The Tasmanian mutton bird.
Yeah.
See, that doesn't have a great ring to it.
Yeah.
The Tasmanian Penguins.
Now,
I don't mind
does does it still exist? Because they were...
Yeah. The tiger's gone, but the devil's
gone.
still around.
The devil is still around.
And it's a unique animal to that island. So, what Tasmanian inbreds? No, come on. That's not fair.
I wouldn't. That's not.
You
We
gotta-
have. Hello to anyone listening in Tasmania.
We love Tasmania.
Yeah, we love Tasmania. I actually do love Tasmania.
Tasmanian.
There's nothing better than Tasmania and New Zealand, two of the best holiday destinations in the world.
Just
What? What do you mean? What am I doing?
Well,
Sucking up to them?
yeah, but you're sucking up to two places now, not just Tasmania.
Because I just find them both similar. Great golf courses,
Oh.
great food, great wine, great people, great,
Well, it's like going back 30 years in some sense too.
And I see,
Bit
there you're just
old-fashioned.
dragging them down. Hang on. You can't be doing that. The
Anyway.
Salamanca market.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's where I saw
Lonnie.
Will selling lollies with no teeth. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
We did that joke a couple of weeks ago.
Anyway, I would ring up if I was Gil McLaughlin or that head of the AFL. How fun is that? They replaced the head of the AFL with $1 million search to find the new head of the AFL.
Oh, really?
And it was the bloke in the next office.
Oh, that's fantastic. What do they do? Would they go to a recruitment centre? Or
Yeah, they would have got a consult. They definitely would have got a consultant.
bloke in the next
and
office.
it's a bloke. He's second in command in the next office. Yeah, we've been all around the world. We've looked at all these different people. Like there were people like the former treasurer. I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
Frydenberg. He was up for the job.
Frydenberg
was up for the job. Brendan Gale, the guy who runs Richmond Football Club, former footballer. He's up for the job. Blah 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 blah. And then they just obviously went, yeah. What about Gary next door? I'm here. I'm here.
I wouldn't mind doing it. Yeah.
Anyway, if I was him, I would ring up. This is my idea. I'm an idea.
Right.
I'm an idea.
You're an ideas man.
I would ring up and say, listen, to Warner Brothers, we're not going to call it the Tasmanian Devils. That's fine. And just to infuriate them, call it the Tasmanian Daffy Ducks.
Ah, yes.
And then name everything in Tasmania after a Warner Brothers cartoon. So there's so many court cases going on.
Yeah, but they'll be so upset about the Daffy Ducks. I'll go, please don't. Yeah. Okay, you can have the Tasmanian.
The Tasmanian Devils.
Because was the Tasmanian Devil a goodie or a baddie?
No, he he was a bit crazy.
He spun, didn't he? He was like a whirly, wasn't he?
And I reckon they renamed every Tasmanian place after one of the Warner Brothers cartoons just to infuriate them. So West Point Casino could be, Porky Pig's punting. What's that museum you went to with the wall of,
vaginas?
Oh, yeah, so that could
Mona.
Mona. So that could be who was his Elmer Fudd. Foghorn Leghorn.
Yes.
Foghorn Leghorn's Porn Haven. Come on down to my wall, vaginas. Is that how he spoke? And Pepe Le Pew. Pepe Le Pew could run the poo machine. Remember the poo machine? I'm an ideas man, Glenn. I'm an ideas man. Who else was there? I'm trying to think of the other. Bugs Bunny?
Yeah.
No, I've run out of ideas.
There's Warner Brothers.
Elmer Fudd.
Elmer Fudd. Yeah.
Get those wabbits. That was him, wasn't it?
Wascally little wabbits. Oh, look. So what you're saying is a smokescreen.
Yes. There's so many court cases. They go, oh, God, just give them the Devils.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What I heard is that I think it's going to be, not what I heard, but they'll talk about it on the radio today, it's going to be a two-way street. It's kind of like... Oh,
they'll profit from it.
Yeah, like bring them in, and then they could use that image maybe... I mean, mind you, if they took the image of the Tasmanian Devil cartoon-wise and put it on a jumper, you'd go... Yeah, there's no cred there for a footballer. He'd look.
That's true. Yeah, but if you get a nasty-looking devil,
but they could use it as what are the things that come out at the start of the game? The thing people dress up in the outfits.
The mascot.
Yeah, use it as a mascot, and not on the jumper. Oh, people should listen to this show.
They should. There's a lot of ideas.
Good ideas here.
But maybe Tasmania should concentrate on soccer because you use your head in soccer to head the ball. And,
what?
Play the music.
Welcome to Somehow Related Now. Please welcome your hosts Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
Because they've got two heads.
What? See, you should be struck off for that.
That joke. Yeah.
Cancelled, sorry.
Cancelled.
Struck off.
Like you, I love Tasmania. Every time I go there, I have a great time.
Yep.
Went on tour of the Cadbury factory. It was awesome. Anyway, so topics.
Do people know how the show works?
I hope so.
Sometimes we tell them how it works.
Well, maybe. I mean, we might have some new listeners. Maybe all the people at the AFL are... One of my friends went in... I just love how the AFL and places like that take themselves so seriously.
Yeah.
One of my friends went in there one day to do a work or something. Said it was like the Death Star. There were people running around all important and serious.
This is AFL House.
Yeah, AFL House. Just like, mate, you're in charge of blokes kicking a ball in a paddock. Come on.
Yeah.
Relax.
I know.
It's like when you meet people who run TV stations. They're all serious.
Yeah. It's like when I hear golfers talking seriously about how they play, and you're going, it's a hole in the ground with a little ball going into it. Seriously,
And I remember Jamone said when you get a TV show up, you can't tell anyone. It's like he goes like we're at war, you can't tell anyone.
Yeah,
when you get a show up or a movie, you can't tell anyone.
Don't tell anyone.
You cannot tell anyone this, but
apparently
I'm doing a show. Yeah. Like, don't tell anyone.
Yeah.
It's like, who am I going to tell?
Yeah. What's the joke though? The joke is,
what's the joke?
I got a TV show up with two comedians talking. I got a TV show up. Really? I didn't hear that. And then he goes, I actually also got a movie deal, 5-year movie deal. Oh, wow, I didn't hear that. Oh, but I tell you what, I was at the so-and-so comedy room the other night and I died in the ass. I heard all about that. You apparently really died in the ass.
It's true.
Yeah, and it's very true.
Okay, so
what I was going to say is the podcast isn't in the jingle. We don't have a jingle. No. Here's a podcast about two topics that somehow... Have we done this before? We talked about it.
We've talked about sitcoms, how they would tell the story and the.
We should write a jingle so you don't. So
It's a podcast with two old guys. They get two topics. They got to work out how they're related.
They're somewhat past it, and they don't know what they're talking about.
They're just
and they forget the names of famous
to
people.
Their food. Ross Noble gets angry.
Somehow related. That's the way they became somehow
a great song.
Related.
It's a great song.
What is that?
Brady Bunch.
Of course.
Or we could do the 3-hour tour. We could do Gilligan's Island.
Here's a story. Hang on.
3-hour tour. They sat around in the pub one day and they turned the microphones on. There was Glenn and David too. Anyway, what other topics, Sam? We got to work out how they're related.
A wanker and quite a nice guy. Someone who played golf and drove an Audi.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah. And okay, so two topics somehow related. We've done lots of
episodes.
So if we can't do it now, then we shouldn't be doing it.
What are they, Sam?
The Boogeyman and the Black Plague.
Oh, they're both bummers, aren't they? They're a bit of a downer. A bit of a downer Debbie that Sam has given us. She might be depressed.
Yeah, maybe. But look, she maybe, I don't know where she went on her holiday because she went away a couple of weeks ago.
She did sound different too.
She sounded different. Maybe she got someone to stand in, I reckon.
Someone said it sounded like Jane Kennedy on Facebook, but I don't think it was Jane Kennedy.
Some people didn't notice, some people did, but she was different. I don't know.
She had Caribbean music playing in the background. She was having a good time.
Yeah, but I reckon she's gone over to Europe. I reckon she's going to
Paris.
Because I have been to Edinburgh.
Oh.
Now, did the Black Plague would have gone through there? Of course. What was the Black Plague? 1300s?
I don't know. It was just really bad. And it like decimated Europe. It took out a third.
Like
or
250 million or something?
Yeah, it took a third or a half of the people. They just couldn't stop it.
And it was
rats. Was it rats?
Rats. It passed by animals, I think. But it wasn't tumours and vomiting up blood and... sorry to talk about it.
And then, enjoy your lunch. And then when your house, they'd put a cross on your house or something. There was a marking they'd put on your house if it was a plague house.
Right.
Yeah, so it's similar.
I think fleas were involved as well. So you'd be bitten like mosquitoes, bitten by that, and then if you had it, mind you, I hate to say it, but when COVID first came out, did you do that thing where you could look up the number of people who had it in your suburb?
Yes. Yes, and also you go for so many walks. Occasionally, people in our area would have a sign on their front fence saying, "We are quarantining. Please don't knock on the door and stuff."
Oh, so they were like they had
like the plague
because
sign.
I would do our suburb and I go three in our suburb.
Well, my wife was incredibly paranoid and good on her, and so when it came to shopping, we would go online and then she goes, I've looked up all the suburbs and Ivanhoe, which is not that far from
the least.
So
So we go shopping centre there.
You just go. You just do a massive shop in Woolworths Ivanhoe, and then I'm at Woolworths Ivanhoe doing a big shop, and then I get the phone call. There's been an outbreak in Ivanhoe. Get out of Ivanhoe!
Get in now, quick!
What's the joke? I used to do a joke about the I used to love it. They used to put the what were they called? Where the outbreaks would the exposure sites in the paper.
Oh yeah,
exposure sites. And so seriously, I was starting to do gigs again. When it sort of, but it was still out there. And so Kieran would go through the Herald Sun like this going, "Oh my God, have you been to the Hunt's 24-hour gym in Abbotsford?"
No, yeah.
And I'm like, have I been to the 24-hour gym in Abbotsford? Why would I be going to the gym? She's like, all right. What about the Nando's in Epping? I'm like, oh, fuck.
Well, we can be honest here. We did a thing on this very podcast that we cut out because we were worried about being dismissive of, remember? Because what happened was there
was a Thai restaurant near your house.
I had 3 exposure sites. I went for a walk. We went for a drive because you could go for a drive and you could go for a walk. So we got in the car and we went, there's an exposure site. So I jumped out and did a selfie out the front of it. And woohoo! Yeah, exposure site.
Ground zero. Look at me.
Then we went down the road and there was an Asian restaurant. I went, I'll do another one. And then I came on the show and I told you about it.
Yeah.
And then this was like, and then I went, I don't think you did. I think you're pretty courageous with that stuff. I went, you know what? That's being irresponsible and bragging about it. I thought we're going to be cancelled for that because you are being irresponsible. Even getting your photograph taken out there and making fun of it is not funny. Not funny, Glenn.
Well, and I did.
So we cut it out.
That's right, we cut it out. And I did stand up about. There was a woman, a security guard who worked at the airport, and remember they'd list your exposure sites in the paper. Oh, it was it was so embarrassing for people. So this woman,
that's right. She told you all the places she went.
Yeah, and she went to,
right.
And her list was hilarious. She went to Liquorland, then she went to a cake shop.
Yeah,
then she went back to Liquorland, and then she finished off the day by going to a bong shop called Off Your Tree. And my wife's like, "Oh, I feel sorry for her." I'm like, "I want to meet her."
I wouldn't. I wouldn't say I went to look. I just go. Just say once. You don't say you went back.
But also, I used to do the routine.
But that was the times as well. It was from 1:15 till if you were anywhere near that during that period, and you did, and the shiver went up your spine if you were.
Man, if you were in the area.
Yeah.
I used to do the routine about wouldn't you lie? So if the cops got you in the room, I said, "All right, you've been exposed to COVID. Talk us through your whereabouts on Saturday." Saturday, 10 a.m. Pilates for 2 hours. That's it. No, then the pool for another hour. Oh, that's it. Then the gym. Yeah. And then I went to church, aged care facility, and then came home, cooked dinner for the kids. And then I used to say, but the cops use your phone to actually find out where you're really being, because people were lying to the police.
Yep.
The cops are like, well, this actually doesn't correspond with your movements. There's first movement, 11:45, McDonald's car park, where you sit for an hour by yourself. And then there's nothing. Oh, here we go, 10 p.m. Thai massage, 8 minutes.
Very quick.
8 minutes.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But
imagine being, see, at least with COVID, we've got the internet and technology and medicine and stuff. And so they as annoying as the lockdowns were, they got onto it relatively quickly.
Yes,
you know what I mean? And
yeah.
the rat test came out. It was
But go back and listen to old episodes of this very podcast.
Yes.
And you'll hear us going, oh, there's something going on over there.
Yes.
It won't
well,
come
2019, I went to Europe. I was in Europe on a holiday, and we came back.
Yeah.
And then it all kicked off.
Yeah, it all went bang. And I just remember the Prime Minister coming in, showing you how to sneeze into your elbow. I'm going, that's it, is it? You sneeze into your elbow. You know what I mean?
We would turn up to do podcasts, and then Kieran go, you better not catch COVID off Glenn. But see, you've never had it.
No.
You're like a unicorn. You're like a whatever. You're like a rare thing.
Maybe I have had it, though.
Yeah, you thought that.
Yeah.
But imagine being in the 1300s where it was all just rumor and suspicion and people were just dying.
Well,
There's no way to tell what's going on in the world. You
Yeah.
just know your village.
And they just go, they're bringing a body out. And, they bring a cart would go along.
Yeah, throw out your dead.
Bring out your dead. I mean, seriously. It's like, can we put a bit of hard rubbish on there as well? While you're at it, you're going to bury it.
An old fridge.
These days, you should have been able to do that.
I just remember also the pictures of the plague doctors. They'd wear that weird mask and stuff. That really scary. Like
there's
big
a gig you don't really want to have.
The plague doctor.
Plague doctor. But I remember even the doctors, but even here, though, the same thing would happen. Even when my mum passed away, I had to fully suit up.
So did I.
Yeah.
When Dad passed away, I had to wear the full PPE.
The full thing. And you went fine. That's because she had been in hospital, I think, so she was in a weird period. But then anyway, so
you know what? You feel sorry for the doctors and the people that these guys. They're like the modern plague doctors, the ones that had to keep working.
Oh yeah,
and see patients every day with COVID.
Yeah.
So
well, I remember there was a guy in what part of the world it was, but he was like on the front line as a doctor. He was one of the ones who really took it on and tried to help people, and he died. And it was just like from COVID, and it was just like, oh my God. So anyway,
real. The man is real.
We're not saying it's over, folks. We're not saying that. We're not being flippant,
No.
but we are saying that we should pat ourselves on the back because we did a good job.
We did.
We did.
We
tried to. But what else do we know about
the Black Plague?
Because nowadays we've got sanitation and we've got I would imagine like with sewage and stuff like that and water and it's a lot easier to
and communication. I think media is a big has been a big. I mean, also also spreading misinformation. But it's important to let people know what's going on. I reckon.
I think the Black Plague went away and then came back again.
Oh, that's right, it came back.
Yeah, like I don't know, in the 14th century or something. I don't know, but it came but.
What are the other big ones? What are the other big plagues we've had? AIDS? That was the 80s?
What's the name? Flu?
Spanish flu? That was after World War One. So all the soldiers brought it back to Australia and stuff.
Yes.
That was Spanish flu.
And then there was one not that long ago, only a few years ago, that didn't come here.
Yeah. Hey, what about mad cow disease?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Mad cow disease?
Yeah.
The chicken one?
Chicken.
SARS?
Oh, that was the one I was thinking of.
Yeah,
SARS.
Yeah.
And how did you get that?
Eating chicken, wasn't it? I remember reading about the spread of that because that was like a precursor to COVID because it's a similar thing. It's from the same family of diseases. SARS and COVID are from the same family, and that's why when all the nuffies say, vaccines, they've just been created in 6 months. They were working on vaccines, mRNA vaccines. Look out. From like when SARS started. So it's a long time. It's over 10 years ago.
Hey, Dave, let it go, mate. Come on, mate. Come on.
Anyway, and so what happened there is that like 2 people came to America, but they all 2 or 3 people got off a plane from Hong Kong, I think it was.
Yeah.
And they stayed in a hotel, and they just confined it. They tracked them down to this one hotel in America, and they just confined and quarantined them there and stopped the spread of it. It's very impressive.
But I remember when it came to Australia, wasn't it a limo driver or something?
Oh,
One guy? Or
yes.
Maybe that was in one state. Maybe not,
Are we talking about COVID or SARS?
Sorry, COVID.
COVID, yeah.
But and it was interesting how the states kind of separated. It was kind of like you would.
Oh, WA.
Yeah, that was like that was the
Did you
promised
go to
land.
WA during?
No.
I did go into a gig there, and on as you're flying down, the pilot's like, "Welcome to WA. Make sure you've got your COVID visa ready on your phone." I'm like, "What the hell's that?"
Yeah. Because they kind of dodged. I don't know, but eventually came to their.
Yeah, but they a bit like Adelaide was never that bad there.
Yeah.
Melbourne and Sydney were bad.
Melbourne, Sydney bad, and then Queensland. Queensland was okay for a while, and then they really came up the.
Yeah, but parts of Queensland. I mean, we're in Melbourne. We had big lockdown.
We were the number one, weren't we?
No, the Buenos Aires, I think, was number one.
Oh, okay.
But Sunshine Coast had 4 days of lockdown in total.
Oh, really?
4 days. Perth had hardly any. Again, with the exposure sites, I love it. So in Perth, there was an Uber driver, right? But he said, "Oh no, I wasn't driving Uber that night." And they look at his phone.
I know.
Why are you going to the petrol station 4 times then if you're not going Uber?
These days,
Anyway.
So the black. Yeah. Well, we've equated it to what we've talked about is basically COVID. But that's what the plague was. It was people, and they couldn't do anything, and they wouldn't have had as we said, the sanitation or the vaccines or anything.
No.
To fight it, and he had to just Peter's not coming to indoor cricket today.
It'd be indoor jousting. Back
indoor
in
jousting.
those days.
Sorry, yeah. Indoor jousting. What was that? Got the BP. Yeah.
The Black Plague.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's talk about the Boogeyman.
So the Boogeyman. Okay, it's from the Go Get.
Is it the song? No, that's
just because I get a bit scared. The Boogeyman's not real, is he?
He's not real.
No. Is the Boogeyman based on anything?
I don't know, but it was just one of those things. It was just one of those things that people would say when you were a kid, wasn't it? Like the bogey.
Yeah.
Watch out for the Boogeyman.
Yeah, and he represented everything bad and evil, and he ate children, didn't he?
I think he did. He'd be hidden under your bed.
He'd hide under your bed
in the bushes.
He would hide outside the window and scratch on the window outside.
I think it's one of those things that parents use just to scare people, scare their kids. Do you reckon?
Yeah, no, I'm just looking at the electrician, seeing what he's doing over there. He's playing with the coffee machine.
Yeah, fair enough. Should we order lunch? And we're back. Talking about the Boogeyman. And we had soup today.
Yeah.
We're on a health kick here.
Pumpkin. But we go the pumpkin with bread and butter on the side. So good.
And fries.
Yeah, and then we went the fries. And then the fries come out and they go, don't eat too many fries. Don't eat too many fries. Cannot not eat the fries.
They're great.
But now, what were we talking about before we had lunch was the Boogeyman. What do you say, bogey or boogie?
The Boogeyman. The Boogeyman.
What do you call things up your nose?
A bit of boogie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that used to be, that would be, I think it was half the appeal for kids. It was the same name, wasn't it?
In golf, if you shoot over...
a bogey.
A bogey.
Mm. What does it mean? It's
1 over par.
What does that mean?
Well, par is what you should have on the hole. They've allowed you to have 4 shots. It's, par 4 would be 1 onto the fairway, 1 onto the green and 2 putts. That's par 4. Then if you have a 5, you've had a bogey. And if you had a 6, you've had a double bogey.
So bogey's bad in
bogeys,
golf.
yeah. But
it's embarrassment.
Yes.
If you're a golfer.
Yeah.
Embarrassment.
Yeah. And then boogie is embarrassment as well.
What's boogie?
That's up your nose.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Booger. A booger.
Yeah. And Boogeyman or Boogeyman is scary.
The Boogeyman.
If I was to say to you, describe the Boogeyman, what he'd be wearing if you were standing. If you walked in the room now, what would he be? He'd be wearing
dark clothes, a cape,
hood.
What's
it made of? Hessian sort of stuff?
Yeah, like a hangman kind of thing.
We are leaning. That sounds a lot like the death guy in the AIDS ad. The
Grim Reaper.
Grim Reaper.
Mm.
What else would he have? Would you see his face?
Yeah, and it'd be very scary. So it'd be like those old, 70s movies. He had crooked teeth, big nose, and like piercing eyes.
Yeah.
Bad skin. Big ears.
And would he? Can he talk?
I think he just grunting.
Yeah.
It's a Boogeyman, kids.
So if you were to be in bed, and then maybe if you stepped on the floor, the Boogeyman would reach out from under the floor and grab your legs and
under
then,
the bed,
and then pull you down and then probably eat you.
So where were the big ones when you were a kid? In the wardrobe?
Yep.
In the wardrobe behind the door?
Outside the window, I said before.
Oh, outside the window.
Yeah. Oh, that's the Boogeyman out there. Yeah. I think a dark walk home, if you were down the beach or something or on a holiday, the Boogeyman was always around down. It was always around where there weren't many lights. So
yes.
The Boogeyman's not really a city guy, is he? Is he more of a city guy?
Yeah, he's everywhere.
Is he?
I think he's everywhere.
Yeah.
He's just scary. What were the other great scary things when we were kids? Oh, that's about it, really. Just the Boogeyman.
Yeah.
Weren't many, were
but
they?
it was all encompassing, really. It was kind of like, don't stay out too late, or the Boogeyman will get you, or don't. When people used to have outdoor toilets.
Oh, terrible!
And it was a bit of a walk from the house to in the middle of the night.
Now my kids are scared to go and put the compost out. Because under the fig trees and there's all bats hanging around.
Yeah.
So you'll go out there and you'll hear all this flapping and like, oh my God, what's that?
The Boogeyman will get you.
Boogeyman.
Yeah.
But see, we also grew up in an era where there were these kidnappings of kids. Do you remember Eloise Wardledge? It was in Beau Morris. She was my age. Kidnapped, never found.
No.
The Beaumont children, which was before in Adelaide.
South Australia, yeah.
3 kids never found.
Yeah.
So you would hear these stories about these kidnappings, and these kids would never be found, and you're
and not the pain that the families would have gone through to not have closure on that is just
terrible.
Yeah, just
terrible.
But then there's the Boogeyman world, which is not part of that world.
No, but it all fed into when you're a little kid. It all feeds into. So what happened to these kids? Oh, the Boogeyman got them. Like kids would say in the playground. So it all fed into that fear, I reckon.
Yeah,
that's my belief.
That's your belief.
It's my belief.
Yeah. Do you want me to walk you back to your car?
That'd be good.
Because the Boogeyman's not around, but you do get a bit scared, and I have to sort of put you in your car and send you home. Yeah, yeah.
I have to say though, walking at night, we have an advantage being men because, and as a large man, people don't have.
You're tall and you're
fat,
black belt or brown belt in martial arts.
Poo brown. Because I shit myself when they come for me. But as a woman, it's just scary, walking back from the railway station.
Yeah.
Or
it's just
it's no good.
Yeah, and it's horrible.
Walking in the park.
Yeah.
Anyway, so scary
but
stuff.
I do think that the Boogeyman is a little bit more interested in children than he is old people.
Yeah.
Because he eats children. If there are some kids out there, the Boogeyman wants to eat you.
Oh, my God. Don't say that to the kids.
But this is the truth. If you're going to, go out, stay out late and come home, walk home, the Boogeyman will get you and eat you.
Oh.
He'll start off with your fingers, eat your little fingers off, and then...
So when we were in Scouts, we used to sit around the campfire and the leaders used to tell scary stories.
Yeah.
That's no good.
Yeah.
I told you this. Have
you got a scary story?
Yeah, the Mad Dago. Okay, now that's probably politically incorrect these days.
Yeah.
The Mad Dago. So he used to. So what happened? There was a flight going to the Jamboree, an aeroplane.
Right?
Yep,
got it.
The Scouts were on board.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
And they were causing trouble, and they caused the plane to crash.
Oh, dear.
Right?
Yep.
Now everyone died.
Yep.
Except 2 people.
Yep.
2 big guys. One guy got his legs chopped off.
Oh.
Right?
God.
The other, and so what happened? He got on top of the shoulders of the other man, and they walked out. And from that day, they've hated Scouts, and all they've done is go around to Scout camps around Australia and terrorise the Scouts. This big, tall thing called the Mad Dago, and at that point, one of the leaders would walk out of the bush with
a long coat on.
No, with an older Scout on his head, with a big coat on, and go, and everyone would shit themselves.
Yeah, yeah, and it works.
It works.
Yeah, I mean, I went to this works in terms of the because I went to the underground city in Edinburgh, and that's why it was built for the plague, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, and they scare you there on purpose, don't they?
Yeah, they take you into a room about the size of
good.
About the size of a double bedroom. And they show you a little hole where they go, and this room like 50 people burnt in the fire because the
good.
fire got down into the underground city in Edinburgh,
okay,
and
yeah,
all the
right.
people died down there.
Oh.
And then it is said that from this little hole here, a small girl in a period costume would often appear and come up and they get to the scary part of the story, and then someone just would jump out from behind us and go, ah! And
Jesus.
I was with Bob Franklin, and Bob's, a fairly
Reserved.
stoic, reserved. I said to Bob, did that scare you? Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we have some thinking music then? Let's have some thinking music.
God,
with
what can we have? Is there a famous Boogeyman film? We could have a trailer from it. Is there a film? No.
No, this has been a Boogeyman. Why don't we do like a Black Plague? No, there must be a Black Plague.
Black
film.
Plague. It must be. Is there anything about the? No, I don't think there is.
Why don't we just we'll do a make believe. We'll do a make believe where imagine being the Boogeyman.
Yeah.
The life of the Boogeyman. Or what about getting the job as the Boogeyman? That'd be a big job for someone.
Like someone. It's his first
Like
job.
an actor, or I don't know. He's an actor.
Oh, he's
or
been an
something.
actor, and he's
been out of work.
Is it like he got is it like a franchise?
Yeah. No, he's the Boogeyman.
Oh,
It's one position.
Is there only one Boogeyman?
I reckon there's only one.
God,
I
he
reckon.
gets around.
So he's got.
It's like Santa Claus.
Yeah.
So there's one Boogeyman.
Yeah.
And
Like Easter Bunny.
when all the made-up characters get together, that's why we get together. Well, we're on that. Who's going to be the most popular at the party?
Santa.
When Santa would come in late. Who else would be there?
Easter Bunny, but Easter Bunny would be giving out eggs.
Yeah.
Easter Bunny,
Boogeyman would he'd just appear outside the window, wouldn't
Yes.
he? And we go, get it, mate.
Come in if you can.
We know you're not real. Just come in, you idiot. Yeah, have some finger food, whatever.
You're scaring the Tooth Fairy.
You want to eat some kids, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, whatever, get over it.
Tooth Fairy's got some tooth for you.
Okay, so you are the Boogeyman.
I've been appointed. Okay, here we go.
Okay, no, hang on.
Here we go.
And what am I?
You're my wife, I think, or partner.
Hang on.
Hello.
So I'm at
Right.
home and you've come home.
I've come home. I'm going to tell you I've got my new job. Here we
Okay.
go. Diddle-it.
Hello.
Hey, honey, I'm home.
Hello, darling. Did you have a
Oh.
good, successful day? Is there
Well-
any good news on the work front?
Well, I've been an out-of-work actor now for a year after Neighbours fell over. So, even though it's coming back, but I wasn't asked to be in the new series.
Well, no.
Which I'm quite bitter about, actually.
the reunion
But-
happened and you
Yeah,
weren't
weren't
invited, and you still haven't been invited to the Logies for many years now.
Many years.
And you're such a good. You can really take on a character 100%.
Well, I was going to start a podcast, but then
Yes.
I'm not going to do that now because I've got a new role.
Why don't you do a comedy festival show?
I've done
Talk
that.
about being on the Neighbours
Oh
show.
yes, it's not about. No, I won't need to do that because I've got a new role. I am now. Get ready. I am the Boogeyman. The Boogeyman.
I beg your
That's me.
pardon? What do you mean?
I'm the Boogeyman. Well, the Boogeyman that scares kids. That's me.
Yeah, the Boogeyman is very frightening. He's frightened me all my life. But and you are the.
I'm the Boogeyman.
How did you get the job?
Oh, the older one died, and they said I had the right
they're
characteristics.
so you did the audition?
Because I'm not like really a matinee idol. I'm more a character actor.
Absolutely.
And so that's why they think I'm great for the Boogeyman. I'm a large man.
Yes.
I'm a bit scary.
Yes.
So I've got the whole outfit here.
Well, I could make something for you if you need anything else made.
No, I don't need anything, mate.
And maybe when you go out, I can maybe make some biscuits for you if you get a bit hungry. Because you hide under beds, don't you?
I hide under beds. I hide in
Yeah.
wardrobes. I hide in
Yeah.
bushes.
Yes.
Anywhere where it's dark, and I just come out and I go, "Wah!" like that.
Yeah.
And scare the kiddies.
Well, you just make sure that you keep warm. You wear something nice, and take a water bottle with you because you've got to keep hydrated.
Sure.
And maybe
sure.
take something to eat. I'll give you a nice meal before you go out.
I'm getting sick of hanging around here.
And don't, if you are going
Thank
to
God I got
eat,
the job.
eat the children, make sure that you take a napkin.
I'm not really eating the children. I'm acting. I'm an actor. Remember, I'm an actor. Anyway, do you want to see the outfit? They're going to give me the Boogeyman
Oh,
outfit.
well, this would be a real honour
So
for me
there's
to
the
see that.
cape.
I see
There's
the
the
cape.
big boots.
Can you maybe
We've got the wig and the mask.
The
I'll
mask,
Put
you've
that
got a
on.
mask.
Do you want me to put it on? I'll put it
well,
on for you.
Why don't you put it
I'll
all
just
on
go in here.
and then jump out? No,
Okay.
do you want to jump out or just turn around?
I'll just turn around. Hang on. So I'll
Okay,
just,
you
hang
go
on,
ahead then.
I'll just go and get the. I'll just go and I'll put it on. All right.
Yeah.
Hang on a sec.
You're putting it on?
Yeah. Oh, hang on. I'll just come back and get my cape. No, I haven't got the mask on yet.
We tried to do that with hand movements and gesturing that I was meant to scream early, given that he didn't have the mask on yet. So apologies, dear listener. I hoped our theatre of the mind worked. And me being a lady, all respect to you.
Very good.
Very good indeed.
Very good. All right, well, what is your answer?
Oh, what is my answer?
I'm going to say that Boogeyman was created in the plague. Well, that's a very general answer, but that's all I got.
Yeah, I'm going to say that it was kind of like it wasn't a nickname, but it was a name that they gave the Black Plague. You got the Boogeyman. You got the Boogeyman.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
better than mine.
Yeah.
What is the answer,
The
Sam?
answer, Sam.
One source for the Boogeyman was the people who would collect the dead during the Black Plague in England, known as Boogeymen.
Yeah,
that's
wow.
great. Some of the Boogeyman to the Boogeyman.
Yeah.
You have been listening to Somehow Related with Glenn Robbins and Dave O'Neill.
So the Boogeyman would have a
Yeah.
equivalent of what would be a ute.
Yeah, like throw out your dead, like in the Monty Python sketch. They had a
So it would
cart.
be a horse-drawn cart. And he'd sit up the front and, come on.
Throw out your dead.
The reality is it'd be quite hard to lift a dead body onto a...
Oh, yeah.
Do you reckon he would help?
He might have a helper too, an apprentice Boogeyman.
Yeah.
Helping out.
Because this is a bit bleak, but nowadays they'd probably have one of those things that the
they have
the garbage men have.
Oh, the claw.
Probably go in the front door and pick up the dead body and and throw it in.
Yeah. Why not?
But not. You got to say, not a great job to have.
No, not a great job.
I mean, but good on him. It was a bit like the guy who's come around and
the dunny,
the toilet,
the dunny man, the night man.
You know, you're up for a different. You can be train driver. No, you could be baker. No, I'm going to be the guy that goes around.
The night man, they used to call him. The dunny man. The night watchman.
Because you still go down alleyways in Melbourne. I don't know about others, and that was for the night man.
Exactly.
To drive the cart down, go in the back, pick it up. Oh God, why are we talking about this?
Oh.
Anyway, so if there are kids listening, when you go to bed tonight, the Boogeyman is always there.
Yeah,
does he hide? But hang on. Do you not have protection when you pull the sheets over your head?
You do. Absolutely.
You won't be. You won't get.
He can't get through the sheets.
You can't get through the sheets.
You get the dune on your head.
Yeah.
No way, man.
Yeah. And you just have to go and scare him off. Okay.
There we go. Well, that's good for the kids listening, anyway.
Yeah, and for the other couples, if you want to try a little bit of a fun dress up, sexy thing, try the Boogeyman as a character. Yeah, the husband comes home. I'll be the Boogeyman. Comes home.
Yeah.
And see what happens. Bit of role play.
Bit of role play in the bedroom.
Yeah.
I like it.
And I can't think of anything else.
But thanks for listening, anyway.
And then and she would say, "Oh, we better not make too much noise. We'll wake the kids." And then you say, "It's okay. I ate the kids."
Good one, the Boogeyman.